This is Tony here from Tony'sPicks.com with our free NFL pick show here for Sunday, December 15th. We'll have picks from all 13 games. For more free video picks, be sure to subscribe to our channel. And if you're looking for my best bets, my premium plays, click the link in the description. That'll take you over to my page at Tony'sPicks.com. If you like our work, give us a like, a thumbs up. You really help our channel. Let's get this one started. All right, we've got here, ready to roll here with the Bengals and Titans NFL pick here for Sunday. Cincinnati left tackle is out, and on defense, a tackle is out. Tennessee running back Pollard questionable, as is a nickelback on defense. No significant injury advantage based on the channel ratings. Bengals offense, the healthiest unit here with a score of health rating of 87.2. Cincinnati now 5-8 after a 27-20 road win at Dallas on Monday night. The Bengals put up 433 yards, 74 rushing for 3.9 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 322 yards to the Cowboys with 156 rushes for 6.2 yards a carry. Joe Burrow, 33 of 44 pass for 269 yards with 3 touchdowns and a pick. Tennessee fell to 3-10, a 10-6 home defeat to Jacksonville. The Titans gained 272 yards with 126 rushes for 4.5 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 291 yards to the Jaguars with 71 rushing for 2.7 yards per carry. Will Levis, 19 of 32 passing for 168 yards. The Bengals have covered 6 of 7 on the road. Tennessee 0-6 to the spread at home and 2-11 overall spread mark. The Bengals offense in great form as in their past 3 games, averaging 31 points and 4.7 yards per rush, 7.4 yards per pass step. The Titans are offensively poor in this span with accuracy and efficiency at the quarterback position. Both pass defensive struggle. Kind of reminds me of this Monday night game. This is Burrow versus Levis. You got to play here. Burrow and his playmakers in this spot. Pick here will be on Cincinnati at -5. All right, we got the Chiefs and the Browns here. We've got KC left tackle doubtful. Their defensive starters healthy. Cleveland receiver Tillman out with tight end Njoku and left guard questionable. On defense, their starters healthy. KC has a clear injury advantage based on the channel ratings. The Browns offense, the lowest health rating, 77.6. KC health score 90.2. KC now 12-1 after a 19-17 home into the Chargers. The Chiefs gained 298 yards, 96 rushing for 3.8 yards a carry. On defense, they held LA to 288 yards with 94 rushing for 3.9 yards a carry. Patrick Mahomes here, 24 of 37 passing for 210 yards and a touchdown. Cleveland fell to 3-10, a 27-14 road defeat to Pittsburgh. The Browns put up 300 yards, 104 rushing for 4.2 yards a carry. Eventually, they allowed 267 yards to the Steelers with 147 passing on 26 attempts. Jameis Winston, 24 of 41 passing for 212 yards with 2 touchdowns and 2 picks. The KC offense in their past 3 games averaging 4.8 yards per rush with 64% completion rate. On defense, they allow 65% completions with 7.6 yards per pass attempt. The Browns defense in poor form as in this period, allowing 29 points and 7.7 yards per pass attempt. Rain is forecast with some wind but under 20 miles per hour. Winston in his past 6 games averaging 43 passing attempts per game with 7.3 yards per pass attempt. KC 7-1 to the over on the road, facing teams that allow 4.5 yards per rush or greater. The pick here will be on KC and Cleveland over 43. Ravens and the Giants here. All right, we got Baltimore starters on offense and defense healthy. New York quarterback Drew Lock doubtful with the left guard questionable. On defense and end, linebacker, nickelback are out. The left corner doubtful and right corner doubtful. The Ravens have a massive injury advantage based on the Dr. Chow ratings. The variance here plus 17.5 in health ratings. The New York defense has the lowest health score of 69.8 with the Ravens offense the highest at 93.3. Baltimore fell to 8-5 with their 24-19 home defeat to Philadelphia. The Ravens gained 372 yards, 166 rushing for 5.2 yards per rush. Defensively, they allowed 252 yards to the Eagles with 140 rushing for 4.2 yards per carry. Lamar Jackson here, 23 of 36 passing for 237 yards with 2 touchdowns. New York drops to 2-11, a 14-11 home defeat to New Orleans. The Giants put up 325 yards, 112 rushes for 4.9 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 292 yards to the Saints with 200 passing yards on 31 attempts. Drew Lock, 21 of 49 passing for 227 yards and a pick. Tommy DeVito will likely start at quarterback for the Giants. New York 6-1 to the under at home as they average 10 points per game. The Ravens in their past 3 games averaging 5.7 yards per rush. The weather should be fine. No precipitation, light wind. Would look for the Giants to keep it. Would look for the Ravens to keep it conservative and get out of New York healthy with a win. No style points are needed in December. Build up a 3-score lead in the fourth quarter. Just kind of drain clock by controlling the ball. The pick here will be Baltimore, New York to go under the total here of 42.5. All right, Cowboys and Panthers here for Sunday. We got Dallas center out on defense, 2 linebackers. A nickelback are questionable. A corner is out. Carolina starters on offense are healthy. On defense, a linebacker out with 2 linebackers and a corner questionable. Carolina has a clear injury advantage based on the Dr. Chow rating by 8 health points. Panthers offense, the healthiest unit here at 90. Dallas drops to 5-8 with their 27-20 home defeat to Cincinnati. The Cowboys put up 322 yards, 156 rushes for 6.2 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 433 yards to the Bengals with 359 passing on 44 attempts. Cooper Rush here, 16 of 31 passing, 483 yards with 2 touchdowns and a pick. Carolina 3-10, a 22-16 road defeat at Philadelphia. The Panthers posted 302 yards, 118 rushing for 3.5 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 291 yards to the Eagles with 209 rushing for 6.7 yards a carry. Bryce Young, 19 of 34 passing for 191 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. The Cowboys have won 4 of 6 on the road. Carolina has dropped 5 of 6 at home. The Panthers in their past 3 games rushed for 3.7 yards a carry with just 57% completion rate. On defense in this period, they allow 6.4 yards per rush with 69% completion rate. The Cowboys' rushing performance last week was encouraging. They have won 2 of 3 with rush under center here. The pick here will be on Dallas at +3. All right, we got Jets and the Jaguars. All right, running back Hall with the right guard and tackle questionable for New York. On defense, at corner is doubtful. Jacksonville quarterback Trevor Lawrence out. With the rest of the starters healthy, the defensive starters are healthy. Jacksonville has an injury advantage based on the Chow rating. The Jets offense, the lowest rating at 78. The Jaguars defense, the healthiest unit of all, 91.5 rating. New York fell to 3-10, a 32-26 road defeat to Miami. The Jets gained 402 yards, 83 rushing for 4 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 375 yards to the Dolphins with 44 rushing for 2.3 yards a carry. Aaron Rodgers, 27 of 39 passing for 338 yards with a touchdown. Jacksonville now 3-10, a 10-6 road win at Tennessee. The Jaguars posted 291 yards, 71 rushing for 2.7 yards a carry. On defense, they held the Titans to 272 yards, 126 rushing for 4.5 yards a carry. Mac Jones, 23 of 31 passing for 220 yards and 2 picks. New York has lost 6 of 7 on the road. The Jets defense in their past 3 games allowing 29 points per game with 249 yards passing per game. The Jaguars in this period surrendering 27 points per game with 69% completion rate for 8.2 yards per pass attempt and 271 yards. We have 2 passing defenses in poor condition here. Pick here will be on Jets and Jaguars over 40.5. Commanders and Saints on Sunday. All right, Washington starters on offense are healthy. On defensive tackle is questionable. New Orleans quarterback Derek Carr doubtful. Jay Kane are expected to start. The defensive starters are healthy. Washington has a slight injury advantage based on the Chow ratings. The Saints offense has the lowest rating at 76.5. Washington now 8-5 with their 42-19 home win at Tennessee. The Commanders gained 463 yards with 267 rushing for 5.9 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 245 yards to the Titans with 35 passing yards on 11 attempts. Jaden Daniels, 25 of 30 passing for 206 yards with 3 touchdowns and a pick. New Orleans now 5-8, a 14-11 home victory to the Giants. The Saints put up 292 yards, 92 rushing for 2.8 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 325 yards to the Giants with 112 rushing yards for 4.9 yards a carry. Derek Carr, 20 of 31 passing for 219 yards with a touchdown and pick. Rookie Haener has seen limited work in 6 games and is completing 48% of his passes with 6 yards per pass attempt. The Saints defense, the healthiest unit rating here, 89.6. In their past 3 games, they've allowed 15 points per game with only 54% completion rate with 6.3 yards per pass attempt. The Commanders' defense on the road allows 27 points per game with 5.2 yards per rush and 75% completion rate for 8.1 yards per pass attempt. Pick here will be on New Orleans plus 7.5. Dolphins and Texans. All right, here we go for Sunday. Miami left tackle doubtful with the right tackle questionable. The defensive starters healthy. Houston left guard is out with the linebacker on defense suspended. Houston has a clear injury advantage based on the Chow rating. This is on each side of the football, by the way. The Texans offense healthiest unit rating .91. The Dolphins defense has the lowest rating of 82 based on their players on the IR. Miami improved to 6-7, a 32-26 home win to the Jets in overtime. The Dolphins gained 375 yards, 44 rushing for 2.3 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 402 yards to the Jets with 319 passing on 39 attempts. Two out completed 33 of 47 passes for 331 yards with 2 touchdowns. Houston 8-5 with their 23-20 road win at Jacksonville. The Texans produced 316 yards with 108 rushing for 4.3 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 473 yards to the Jaguars with 276 passing yards on 42 attempts. C.J. Stroud here, 22 of 34 passing for 242 yards with a touchdown. The Dolphins on the road putting up 16 points per game. In their past 3 games, the Dolphins earning 7.4 yards per pass attempt and rushing for only 2.6 yards a carry. Houston in this period putting up 28 points a game, 4.3 yards per rush, 6.8 yards per pass attempt. They're holding teams in this period to 3.9 yards per rush and 61% completion rate. The Dolphins are 1-5 to the spread on the road, facing teams with a 600 to 750 win percentage. The pick here will be on Houston at minus 2.5. Steelers and Eagles here for Sunday. Steelers receiver Pickens is out on offense. They've got an end and safety out on defense. Philadelphia has healthy starters on offense and defense. The Eagles have an injury advantage based on the Chow rating. Pittsburgh now 10-3 after 27-14 home win to Cleveland. And we've got here the Steelers putting up 267 yards on the Browns with 120 rushing for 3.4 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 300 yards to the Browns with 196 passing on 41 attempts. Russell Wilson, 15 of 26 passing for 158 yards and 2 touchdowns. Philadelphia sits at 11-2, a 22-16 home win to Carolina. The Eagles put up 202 yards, 209 rushing for 6.7 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 302 yards to the Panthers with 118 rushing for 3.5 yards a carry. The Steelers have won and covered 5 of 7 on the road. The Eagles have failed to cover 4 of 5 at home. The Steelers' offense in their past 3 games put up 30 points with 70% completion rate for 8.7 yards per pass attempt. The Eagles in their past 3 games throwing for 121 yards per game, 5.8 yards per pass attempt. Pittsburgh has a plus 17 turnover margin. Pittsburgh 6-1 of the spread against the NFC. The pick here will be on the Steelers at plus 5.5. Bills and Lions on Sunday. All right, we got Buffalo tight end Kincaid questionable. On defensive corner is out with both safeties questionable. Detroit is healthy starters on offense. On defense, the linebackers out with many players on the IR. Buffalo has an injury advantage based on the Dr. Chow ratings. The Lions defense has the lowest rating at 73.7. Bills offense the highest rating, 93.1. We got Buffalo dropping to 10-3 after a 44-42 road defeat to the Rams. The Bills gained 445 yards, 103 rushing for 6.1 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 457 yards to the Rams with 320 passing on 30 attempts. Josh Allen here, 22-37 passing for 342 yards with 3 touchdowns. Troy 12-1, a 34-31 home win to Green Bay. The Lions put up 391 yards, 111 rushing for 3.3 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 298 yards to the Packers with 199 passing yards on 20 attempts. Jared Goff here, 32-41 passing for 283 yards with 3 touchdowns and a pick. Back-to-back road games for Buffalo after facing the Rams last week. The Lions' offense at home put up 35 points per game with 4.9 yards per rush, 73% completion rate for 7.8 yards per pass attempt. Buffalo in this period put up 36 points per game, 5 yards per rush, 8 yards per pass attempt. Eventually, in this period, they're allowing 70% completion rate for 7.2 yards per pass attempt. Detroit's injuries on defense a concern against this high-powered offense. The Lions' offense has been outstanding, though, at home. Detroit 7-3 the over at home, facing teams that allow 5.65 yards per player higher. The pick here will be on Buffalo, Detroit, over 54.5. Got Colts and Broncos for Sunday. All right, receiver Downs and tight end Cox are questionable for Indianapolis. Their defensive starters are healthy. Denver starters on offense are healthy with the corner on defense out. Denver has an injury advantage based on the child ratings. The Colts offense has the lowest health rating of 83.8. Indianapolis now 6-7 after a 25-24 road win at New England. The Colts gained 253 yards, 144 rushing for 4.2 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 422 yards to the Patriots with 200 rushing yards for 6.5 yards a carry. Anthony Richardson completed 12 of 24 passes for 109 yards with 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Denver's at 8-5 with a 41-32 home victory to Cleveland. The Broncos put up 400 yards, 106 rushes for 4.1 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 552 yards to the Browns with 475 passing yards on 58 attempts. Bo Nix, 18 of 35 passing for 294 yards with a touchdown and 2 picks. The Colts' offensive form poor as in their past 3 games, averaging 3.7 yards per rush, 52% completion rate. Defensively, in this period, they are allowing 5 yards per rush, 76% completions. The Broncos' offense in this span of 3 games put up 36 points per game, 7.7 yards per pass attempt. They're limiting foes to 3.3 yards per rush, 60% completions in this period. Denver 3-0 to the spread at home this season, facing teams that allow 5.65 yards per player greater. The pick here will be on Denver -4. We've got Patriots and Cardinals on Sunday. New England left and right tackle questionable on defense, and end safety and corner questionable. Arizona starters on offense are healthy. On defense, both tackles questionable. The Cardinals have a slight injury advantage based on the Dr. Chow ratings. The Cardinals' offense health rating of 93.7 is the healthiest unit. New England fell to 3-10 after their 25-24 home defeat to Indianapolis. The Patriots gained 422 yards, 200 rushing for 6.5 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 253 yards to the Colts with 109 passing yards on 24 attempts. Drake made 24-30 passes for 238 yards with a touchdown and pick. In the game, Arizona now 6-7, a 30-18 home defeat to Seattle. The Cardinals put up 356 yards, 121 rushing for 5.3 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 409 yards to the Seahawks with 176 rushing yards for 5.7 yards per carry. Kyler Murray, 25-38 passing for 259 yards with 2 touchdowns and 2 picks. Arizona offense in their past 3 games averaging 15 points per game with 6.1 yards per pass attempt. Their defense in this period is surrendering 73% completion rate for 7.2 yards per pass attempt. New England over this period is rushing for 5 yards a carry with 70% completions. Arizona 1-3 the spread at home, facing teams that average 4.5 yards per rush or greater. The pick here will be on New England here at +6. All right, we got Buccaneers and Chargers here for Sunday. All right, we got Tampa Bay receiver Shepard questionable. On defense, a linebacker and both safeties are out with a linebacker questionable. LA tight end Disley out with receiver McConkey questionable. On defense, a linebacker questionable. LA has an injury advantage on the Dr. Chow ratings. Buccaneers defense, the lowest health rating, 76.1. Tampa Bay 7-6 after their 28-13 home win to the Raiders. The Buccaneers gained 420 yards, 152 rushing for 5.8 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 284 yards to the Raiders for 91 rushing for 3.6 yards a carry. Baker Mayfield 18-29 passing for 295 yards with 3 touchdowns and 2 picks. LA fell to 7-5, a 19-17 road defeat to the Chiefs. The Chargers gained 288 yards, 94 rushing for 3.9 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 298 yards to the Chiefs with 202 passing yards on 37 attempts. Justin Herbert 21-30 passing for 213 yards and a touchdown. The Chargers have covered 4 of 5 at home. In their past 3 games, they've allowed 4.3 yards per rush, 6.3 yards per pass attempt. The Bucs enter in great form on offense and defense. The Chargers' defense has been outstanding this season, but the Tampa Bay injuries on defense will be the difference here. The pick here will be on the Chargers at -2.5. All right, we got Packers and Seahawks for Sunday night. Green Bay starters on offense are healthy. On defense, a corner and nickel back are out. Seattle running back Walker doubtful, and on defense, a corner's out. No injury advantage here based on the Chow rating. Green Bay drops to 9-4 after a 34-31 road defeat to the Lions. The Packers gained 298 yards with 99 rushing for 4.1 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 391 yards to the Lions with 280 passing yards on 41 attempts. Jordan Love 12-20 passing for 206 yards with a touchdown. Seattle 8-5, a 30-18 road win at Arizona. The Seahawks put up 409 yards, 176 rushing for 5.7 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 356 yards to the Cardinals with 121 rushing for 5.3 yards per rush. Geno Smith 24-30 passing for 233 yards and a touchdown. Green Bay offense in their past 3 games put up 33 points per game with 8.9 yards per pass attempt. Defensively, though, they've been good at stopping the run, but they're allowing 74% completion rate for 7 yards per pass attempt. Seattle's defense has been outstanding in their past 3 games, giving up 15 points per game, 86 rushing yards a game, 5.7 yards per pass attempt. Their passing game over this span, completing 72% of their passes, 6.8 yards per pass attempt. Green Bay 2-7 to the spread as the road favorite. The Seahawks 3-0 to the spread at home, following back-to-back road games. 4 straight wins and covers for the Seattle Seahawks. Pick here will be on Seattle plus 2.5. For more free pick videos, be sure to subscribe to our channel. And if you're looking for my best bets, my pre and plays, click that link in the description. That'll take you over to my page here at Tony'sPicks.com. And if you like this video, give us a like, a thumbs up. You really help our channel. I'm Tony T. We'll talk to you later.